And in terms of the electoral reforms, what others do you think should be changed or amended before the 2018 general election?
Well, you know, one of the difficult things about the whole issue of electoral reform is that there are already some things that have advantaged ZANU-PF.
Okay.
So up to this point, and as you know, the registration process is going to end in a couple of weeks. They have always had the inside track when it comes to having advanced information about where the registration centers are, being able to bring their people to those registration centers, and so they've had the inside track as far as that is concerned. Now, short of actually extending the registration period so that we can get to 7 million people voting, what we have right now, and I think this is their calculation, are their people who have registered to vote. So, that's troubling for me. But going forward, yeah, I mean, look, we need to make sure that every political party is allowed to campaign freely and fairly. And right now, yeah, we still need to apply for police clearance to hold our rallies and so on. Yeah, it is granted after 7 days, but I can tell you, ZANU-PF doesn't have to wait for 7 days.
Or maybe doesn't need to.
Doesn't even need to apply, I don't think. And you go to the ZBC and you want to actually put something there on air and ask them for coverage, and they're not going to come and cover you, even though we pay for the licenses for the ZBC. Things like that. And what other reforms are there? Freely allow people. There are so many difficulties when it comes to running a political party in Zimbabwe. Even opening accounts. The banks have been terrified by ZANU-PF, saying, you can't open an account, because you're an opposition political party. Things like that. And now, is that something that is in a legislation or anything? No. It's the practice. So there are reforms, and then there's culture. It's important for ZANU-PF to encourage the free exercise of one's constitutional rights, and that's something that we have to press for.
One what issue should Zimbabweans living abroad be allowed
absolutely.
to vote?
Oh yeah, that's you're pressing my button right there, Tafuma. I am really, really disappointed by the fact that there are those who are canvassing for people to accept Kuti Nani and suspend whatever fight we have had to be able to vote. I am campaigning for the diaspora to be allowed to vote, even if they vote from Nangagwa. It doesn't matter. It's your constitutional right. And here's what we hear all the time. It's very difficult to do that. You went to register to vote. You know what's involved. There's somebody sitting behind the desk. There's a laptop right there. They enter your details. There's a little machine there that scans your fingerprints, and then they print the slip. That thing can fit in a suitcase. And you're telling me that's too difficult to actually put that thing in a suitcase and send it to one of our embassies overseas and turn that embassy into a registration center? And then they say they don't have money? Are you kidding? You buy 200 and something cars for chiefs, and you say you don't have money to actually get someone to exercise their democratic vote. That's nonsense. All our embassies can actually be registration centers. All our embassies can actually be polling stations. It's not that difficult. And this whole idea that, someone would be denied their right to vote because the government says we don't have money, it's just crazy.